So, you've got your crypto, right? Maybe it's tucked away in a cold wallet, secured with layers of passwords. Smart stuff.
Yeah.
But have you ever considered what happens to your digital stash if the lights go out for good? Or even, well, if you kind of go out of the picture.
Hmm.
We're not just talking about market crashes and like hacks today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, this deep dive is really all about future-proofing your crypto against some threats maybe you haven't thought as much about.
Mm-hmm.
Things like power grid failures,
Right.
EMPs,
Right. Electromagnetic
those
pulses.
big energy bursts that can knock out electronics, and crucially, what happens to your digital assets when you're no longer here to manage them?
Yeah.
We've been looking at a whole range of stuff, crypto survival guides,
Yeah.
discussions about planning your digital legacy, even, what are the biggest worries crypto holders actually have?
And here's a stat that just, well, blew my mind. Over $140 billion in cryptocurrency is estimated to be lost forever as of May 2025. And not from bad trades, not from some super sophisticated cyber attack, but from like everyday issues, forgotten access codes, failing to plan for the unexpected. It's a huge amount of digital wealth just
Yeah.
gone.
It really highlights a fundamental difference with crypto, doesn't it? Unlike, say, traditional assets held in banks or institutions, its survival often really hinges on technology and, the individual person who holds the keys, those secret codes that prove you own it.
Right. Think about it this way. Say there's a prolonged power outage. Suddenly, that cold wallet, the physical device you keep offline for security,
Yeah, the super secure one.
holding maybe a big chunk of your wealth, it's suddenly about as useful as a fancy paperweight. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if that power outage wasn't just local?
Okay.
What if it was caused by an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse? We were looking at sources like from hacked cars to cyber attacks, and they warn that these events can just fry electronic devices,
Right.
rendering your hardware wallets, even your digital backups, completely useless.
That's a critical point. I mean, our modern lives, and definitely crypto, are built on this digital infrastructure. But unlike, traditional banks with physical branches you can actually go to,
Yeah.
there's no central blockchain help desk you can call up if you lose access to your digital assets, is there?
Nope. No 1-800 Bitcoin recovery. So, okay, let's zoom in a bit from these like huge catastrophes to more personal challenges. What happens if you just forget your private keys,
Yeah.
those secret codes, or your seed phrase, which is basically your backup recovery code? That seems to be a massive reason behind that $140 billion loss figure. It's like finding a treasure chest but completely forgetting where you buried the map.
That's a perfect analogy,
Yeah.
actually. And then there's the uncomfortable but really essential topic of